Hey guys, Tyler here with a Cardfight Vanguard deck profile for you guys. So this is my Chronojet deck profile post BT06. I'm just now being able to get around to do deck profiles as I just got back from Pasadena for BCS. So this was a request from a subscriber. So I figured this would be the first one I do for this set. And let's get right on into it. I will forewarn you, I've had very little testing with these decks, or with this deck especially, as I had been testing for the deck I was playing for BCS. And so these ones are probably going to be, this one will probably be a little bit quick, as I don't really know all the full combos and stuff, but this is just what I had thrown together. And the few games I've had with it, it does work efficiently for what the deck wants to do. But yeah. So let's get right on into it. So the ride line is very standard. You're running your Chronojet, your Smoke Gear Dragon, your Mazer Gear Dragon, and your Chrono Dran. And then, of course, you have your crest itself that allows you to stride. Nothing special here. The Mazer Gear gets you your crest draw. The Smoke Gear allows you to Soul Blast 1, search your deck for a grade 3 at its hand. And then your Chronojet does Chronojet things. Main deck wise, I am running 3 copies of Chronojet. Not only for the stride cost for next stage, but also as well as since Crest makes him a 0, you can do some combos with him there, so it does not feel bad having 3 copies of Chronojet in the deck as well. 4 copies of the Dragon, Soul Funeral Dragon. When he is discarded to grade 3 or stride, you get to draw a card. That is his main reason in the deck, as well as he does allow you to draw a card and then choose 2 cards from your draw, put them into the soul. So soul recursion, so that way you can keep using certain effects in the deck, is very helpful, as you are only at grade 4 on your turn, so you do not get the defensive value of him, unfortunately. But as well as you're going to want to just keep discarding this guy to be able to draw from striding all the time. So you're not losing resources. You are just constantly keeping a good hand size within the deck. Running 1 copy of Caliburn. As a Regalia's piece for the deck, being able to countercharge is very helpful. This deck can go through counterblast very quickly. So having a just free countercharge is awesome. And then if you ever need the draw 2, you can always just use it for the draw 2 as well. Grade 2s wise, running 4 copies of our Upstream Dragon. Still the key grade 2 for the deck. Just being able to go back in, call a grade 1, and then being able to time leap that grade 1 back into a grade 2. Or the grade 1 you boosted this unit with. And then just kind of keep cycling these as much as possible to just generate as much advantage as possible within the deck. Running 4 copies of our Glimmer Breath Dragon as our new unit from new grade 2 from set 6. When it is placed on Rearguard Circle, if you have a Chronojet Dragon Crest, you can counterblast 1, draw a card. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this will get plus 5,000 power. And then GB3, when this unit attacks, it gets plus 10,000 power until the end of that battle. So, he's just a big beat stick and allows you to draw a card for a counterblast. If you are not going to use counterblast for anything else, you might as well get a card out of it. He's also nice to go into off of Fate Rider, just as, like I said, a beat stick. Just being able to hit nice numbers with him as well is awesome. 3 copies of Tizark. Just discard when it is discarded from hand or put in Garden Circle. You can counterblast 1 or Energy Blast 3, draw a card. Just make the most out of all your resources, as you will never Persona Ride because it is impossible in this deck. So just in here to keep your value as high as possible within the deck. Running 4 copies of GG as our first grade 1 for the deck. Unplaced, if you have Chronojet Dragon Crest, Soul Blast 2, draw a card. If it was placed by card's ability, it gets plus 5,000 power. Helps you hit some nice numbers, as well as, again, just drawing cards, keeping resources high for yourself. until you can just outpower your opponent from the crest power generation. 4 copies of Clockwise, the grade 1 dragons that every nation received, and some variation. When it is placed on rearguard, if your Vanguard is less than or equal to your opponent's Vanguard grade, you can soul charge 1, and this unit gets plus 3,000 power, I believe, right? 2,000 power, sorry. Plus 2,000 power until end of turn. But then on rearguard circle drop zone, when your other card is discarded from your hand during your turn, you can Energy Blast 3, remove this card, choose up to 1 of the discarded cards and put in your hand. So you are using this to recycle your grade 3 whenever you use it to stride. This one. So you're able to discard this stride, draw a card, Energy Blast 3, remove this, and then pick it back up to your hand. So that way you just constantly guarantee you always have stride fodder 1, as well as you are just constantly getting a draw off of striding, which is amazing. 3 copies of Gungan Ram. Soul is very crucial for this deck. You will go through Soul super fast. So you want to be able to have more consistent ways of generating Soul. So just an on-play Soul Charge 1 is just fantastic. Some people still run Swirlers. I don't think Swirlers are needed, as well as you don't Soul Charge as much anymore. So Swirlers not getting up to that threshold. Sometimes, honestly, the Soul Blast 3 and draw a card can draw you into a key piece you need to end up sealing the game over just hitting a minuscule power number with it. So, running 4 PGs, one of them being Elementary Sanctitude, of course, just because, well, you are a Stride deck, so you are on grade 3 most of the time, and you get to still use Sanctitude into other Stride decks, as well as into just grade 4 decks, or other decks that just naturally have triple drive. And then 3 standard PGs, nothing crazy there. Over trigger, I am opting to use purple. I think purple just works very well. I think it is a very good over trigger. The additional effect, being able to grab a card out of your life and then call something, so that way you can keep the aggro going, especially because a lot of the times you're going to end up, calling stuff out. You'll have an open rearguard a lot of the times after you use your Vanguard effect, so this way you can just get another attack on top of it all. Yeah, just purple just feels really nice within the way the deck runs. Rest of the triggers running 4 8 crits. You are generating enough power overall with Crest, especially late game. The critical triggers just end up being more impactful than anything else. Still running 3 fronts though. Shield value on the fronts are just fantastic, as well as a early game front trigger feels really nice. And then 4 heals, which is very standard. Nothing crazy here. And then our G-Zone, I am just doing the 12-card G-Zone. I'm not doing the fancy 8-card trying to confuse your opponent. I don't get the aesthetic of doing that, but it is what it is. 4 copies of Next Stage. Next Stage can still win you some games. So being able to have the Chronojets in deck and having access to the Next Stage is still very crucial. But yeah, so 4 copies of Next Stage, the 4 Fate Riders. Fate Riders still your whole early game plan within the deck. Just dropping out the Fate Riders, being able to just generate multi-attack with increasing power consistently, works very, very well, and is just very fantastic. And then our new one, what is it? Interdimensional Dragon, Chronos Command Dragon. 4 copies of the new Stride for the deck. Chronos Command Dragon is very, very nice into the rearguard centric decks. If you don't know what he does, he is Act Vanguard. Once per turn, GB3. You counterblast 1. Your opponent puts all their rearguards at the bottom of their deck in any order, and you choose one of your rearguards, and it gets the red text. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked. Put this unit at the bottom of the deck. Search your deck up to 1 unit card with a grade +1 of this card, call it to rearguard, and that unit gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn for each copy of Chronos Command Dragon in your G-Zone face up. And then shuffle your deck. So, I did end up picking up a secret version of it, so I will be fitting this in here just because I do own it now. But yeah, so so this is very good into the rearguard centric deck. It's just, you wait for your opponent to generate a full board, and then you just go, okay, you don't have a board no more. Please use more resources to generate another one, as well as you are able to do some fun lines with him within the way upstream. So, you end up swinging with upstream. Upstream will call out the grade 1, and the red text will call out a grade 3. And then that grade 3 doesn't feel bad, especially if it's like a Chronojet, because he can be turned into 0 with Crest. So then that way, when you go to put him back to the deck for a +1 grade, you can search out a grade 1 off of it, and it does not feel too bad within the way, consistency-wise for the deck. But yeah, so that is the deck profile for Chronojet. Sorry it's a quick one, but again, just kind of not much testing with the decks right now. I just wanted to get this out for the person who did request it. If you guys want any deck profiles, just let me know. If I'm capable of doing them, I will. I'll try to respond to comments as much as possible. Just time-wise, sometimes hard. So appreciate you guys for watching, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.